Hello everyone, ItzzDivinity here, and today we're going to be making a new video for my series called Mage Approach 2. And this time around we're going to be talking about Mythic Shriekwing and my approach on how I went and tackled down this boss, right? So this is a reclear kill, so it's going to be it is actually, since I know what happened on this kill, it is actually less smooth than our first kill, so there's definitely a lot of things that I can show you guys, to learn from it, right? So just as heroic, we're going to be taking the same talents and the same conduits, as you can see right here. Everything is the same as a heroic. There's only one new mechanic in this fight, which I will be going over during the fight, because it's hard. Yeah, it's easier to explain whenever the fight is actually happening than before, because then you actually have the visuals on what's going on. So without any further ado, let's head into the video and see what's going to happen. So yeah, at the beginning, right, we're always going to be using our combustion. What I want myself to do, what I do is, right, use Rune of Power afterwards in order to be able to use my shifting power to also decrease that timing. So there we go, we're just using our combustion, right, and we have the Bloodlust going as well, because, yeah, we're never going to hold our combustion. So combustion is over. I want to go into Rune of Power, into shifting power. The reason, by the way, that I used Scorch there is I was hoping to get in that one more boss streak proc during my combustion, but sadly I didn't. I was just a little bit too slow, so it didn't happen. So right now, right, as you can see, the entire raid is on one mark, and the melee is also aiming towards that mark. Since you can actually bait out Echoing Screech, since it targets a random player, it doesn't target tanks. So you can bait it towards a place where it's always going to be fine, so you don't even have to worry about dodging them, right? So, since everyone is stacking towards the same location, Echoing Screech is always coming this way. Since on Mythic, the orbs from Echoing Screech are invisible unless you have a certain debuff. A certain debuff, right? Which we're going to be showing in a little bit. So as you can see, we're baiting it. And you can see the orbs, right? Until right now. Now you can see them since we have the debuff from the lantern. And we have just one person assigned to do that. So you have these echolocations, right? Which are dropping down these bats that are leaving behind a blood pool. Make sure that those are never on top of the lantern. If you do that, right, the boss itself is not doing damage, but there's gonna be a huge explosion, which basically deals like 90% of your HP. And if you're not tanky enough, you just die, right? And you're also gonna get feared. So it's basically a guaranteed wipe. So make sure, whenever you get echolocation, to never drop it down on top of the lantern, because you're just gonna, screw everyone over in the party, right? So I can see myself at the moment as well. I'm getting a combustion back in 16 seconds. So what I should do right now, right, is hold my Fire Blast charges. So I have, everything ready for my combustion whenever I need it. So instantly I used the Fire Blast charge. So that went already bad. So I really need to hold onto my charges now in order to make sure that I can instantly... I should have held my charges, right, so I could, boom, combustion right now. But because of that, I'm not able to do that at the moment. And we also get echolocation, actually. Yeah, we actually get echolocation as well. So what I like to do whenever I get echolocation is use my alter time, then go as far as possible, right? Go to a place where it's really far. It lands, and then I use alter time back. So I wanted to press combustion here, but because I saw Echoing Screech is about to happen, so we need to move again, I didn't do that. I blink into the pillar, which is also stupid. And now I'm going to use combustion, right? So, because I didn't have my combustion ready from after the first time that we were hiding, we actually had to wait like 20 additional seconds for our combustion, which is basically, pretty bad, right? Like, it's just pretty bad. So now I'm using shifted power, right? Blinking behind. Just going to use all my charges here, right? Since this phase is long enough that you're going to get every single Fire Blast charge back. So I should have just used every single Fire Blast charge that I have. I didn't do that, and also I didn't walk behind the pillar when he was actually ending his cast, so I got knocked back. So very important in this phase, right, is to have the debuff, so you're always able to see the orbs, while also lining the boss, right? We have our tank doing it, so he just holds it active every single moment, so whenever I feel like it, I just go in there. So someone did actually get hit by an orb, so a lot of people are getting really low. Yeah, we're just using a healer cooldown here to stay alive. What I do, right, because I saw I had enough debuffs stacks, like enough seconds left, I was just like, screw this pillar, it's doomed, I'm going to another one, right? I was like, this pillar is doomed, so I have to go to a different pillar. So what I do is just blink out. Like, as you can see, I was like, this pillar is just getting doomed. I thought I had like, I just refreshed my stacks as well. So, and I knew that the end of this phase was coming, so I was like, I'm going to a different pillar. Screw this. So, as you can see, actually, right? Because I had to hold my combustion for 20 seconds, my combustion isn't even up yet. Ideally, you have your combustion up here instantly, so you can, the moment the boss is back in position, you can instantly combust. But as you can see, I actually don't even have it up yet. So, because I screwed up earlier into the fight, I still have this consequence that my combustion isn't up here yet. So I was really low. Luckily, I got a lay of hands on me. So as you can see, I actually am using a Fire Blast charge to just reduce that cooldown by a little bit. And what I'm doing here is really tricky. I'm using combustion before echolocation is happening. If I did get echolocation here, that would have been a giga DPS loss. But I didn't really pay too much attention to it. I was just like, I need to combust, I need to combust. So that's pretty stupid of me. Also, I'm using Rune of Power right here when I knew Echoing Screech was about to happen. So as you can see, my Rune of Power is still over here. Well, I did blink this time, which is good. I did blink towards the marker this time. So I did already learn from that. But I forgot that I should have saved my Rune of Power just for this area, because now I'm losing like half of the time for Rune of Power in DPS, right? Like, it's 30% increased damage on all your spells. So it is definitely a buff that you really want to have. Also, someone died, and I can see that, so I should have also, in this time, when we're doing this, I should have just reapplied Intellect buff in order to make sure that the person that did die also get their buff again, right? So we're just going to use our Fireball at the moment. Not a whole lot different. We're just going to get the debuff so we can see where everything is happening. And again, right, as you can see, I get echolocation, so what do I do? What do I do? I get echolocation, right? I do is press alter time in order to go as far as possible from the boss to make sure that these bloods are nowhere at an annoying space, right? And I just alter time back. And mages are so good at doing that, and I really love alter time because of it. It's a really strong ability. So this time around, we don't have instantly combustion ready again. So, and that's also again, right, because of the fact that we were holding on to our, we screwed up our third combustion or second combustion. And because of that, we're just behind all the time. So now we're getting Echoing Screech again, so we need to move back towards the star marker again. And as you can see, we just blink. This time, I did learn from the very first time that I should just blink, right? So that's something really good already from me. So what I'm doing right now is... Oh, I wanted to get 5 stacks of Fevered Incantation. I should have actually gotten 5 stacks of Fevered Incantation before I was going to combust, but I didn't do that. So that's definitely on my part. And yeah, as you can see, I also lost a second of uptime on combustion, since I did press it a little bit too late, and now it was facing, and I lost a second of combustion there. So let's see if I did learn from the first time here as well. And yes, I did. So that's actually good. A lot of people actually didn't. They got knocked back as well. So we did learn already during this fight that I did make a few mistakes. So as you can see, the left pillar is totally unusable where we normally go. So we go to the right pillar is totally unusable. So we all went to the left pillar. And as you can see, we're just making sure that we're always lining the boss while also dodging these orbs. It's better to just get an additional stack than getting hit by those orbs. Like, as you can see, a lot of people are still getting hit. And there we go. Now we just quickly... Yeah, we don't really instantly go back because, yeah, you know, we're not going to get a second. We're not going to get a new Echoing Screech, right? So we're just going to blast. And actually, as you can see, right, I have my combustion on 15 seconds left as well. If I actually did that one combustion where I had to wait 20 additional seconds, if I actually didn't screw that one up, I would have gotten an additional combustion in this fight, right? And that's actually pretty huge as a fireman. Like, you can see as well in the damage meters on the right, I was actually not doing a really good job. So, because I just screwed up once, this entire kill was just screwed for me, right? I really screwed myself over because of that. And that's something really interesting. Like, you only see that whenever you just rewatch your own VOD, right? In order to see what you can improve on. But basically, this is my approach on how I dealt with Shriekwing Mythic, right? The fight itself isn't difficult at all. It's really just back and forth, back and forth. Everything is constantly the same. So we start at Nipple Mark, the moment Echoing Screech is coming, it's the ability that casts out those orbs. We move towards Star, ideally use Blink to just cover this area, right? When you're here, you might get echolocation, which means that after the cast is over, it's gonna smack down a giant bat on you. Make sure with that to not stand on the lantern, because if you do that, you're gonna wipe the entire raid. Ideally, whenever you're a mage and you have Alter Time up, when you have that debuff, you use Alter Time, move far, like somewhere really far, and place it down there, and then just press Alter Time back in order to, yeah, be fully healed again, and you're saving a lot of space for all the people that don't have as much mobility as we, like as mages, right? So those are the main things that you need to worry about on Mythic compared to Heroic. But my own personal progression, right, I should have definitely timed my combustion better, because I because I just screwed up that one combustion. I totally lost another combustion during this fight that I could have actually gotten off otherwise. And yeah, it's all about timing, actually. It's all about timing your combustion correctly during this fight. Because as you saw, right, I had to wait for the echolocation, I had to wait for Echoing Screech, and then I could have finally combusted. And the moment that one ended, we never got our combustion back at the time that we wanted, right? So that's something I really need to learn as well. And also my Rune of Power. Always just hold your Rune of Power until you actually moved, until Echoing Screech is over, right? And you're actually at the place where you know you're going to be standing for an additional 12 seconds. That's something I myself also still need to really improve on, because it happens a lot that I don't do it, and then I just lose a lot of uptime on my Rune of Power, which is just a shame. It's just a flat out 30% damage buff, right? But that was my approach to Mythic Shriekwing. I hoped you guys learned something out of it. I myself definitely did. So if you enjoyed this video, then please leave a like and subscribe. It would really help me out a lot. I'm also live streaming on twitch.tv/ItzzDivinity. I'm streaming there PvP, Mythic Plus, and also raiding, progress raiding, right? At the moment we're 6 out of 10 Mythic. So I can only also make 6 out of 10 boss videos for this tier so far on Mythic. But definitely the moment we kill the boss afterwards, right? I'm also going to be making a video about those. But yeah, I really want to thank you guys for watching, and have a good day. Bye bye.